They dumped me at the airport like garbage with $50 and walked away laughing. I'm Cadell Anderson, 74 years old, 3 Purple Hearts from Vietnam. What my son, Harry, and his wife, Lisa, didn't know when they tried to steal my house was simple. This broken old Marine had been 3 steps ahead of them for months. See, they thought forging my signature on property papers would be easy. They thought my PTSD made me too confused to fight back. They thought calling me crazy in front of the neighbors would stick. They even filmed my episodes to build their case. But here's what happens when you mess with someone who survived 3 tours in hell. You find out the difference between broken and battle-tested. For 3 years, I let them think they were winning, let them spend my money, let them plan my future in a nursing home, all while I documented every lie, every stolen dollar, every cruel laugh. Because sometimes the best revenge isn't getting mad. It's getting even, in front of 800 people on Memorial Day. Call to action/hook. Slight shift in tone. Please subscribe and drop a comment below to let me know where you're tuning in from. This is how I turned their greed into their destruction. One recorded conversation at a time. Let me take you back to where this nightmare began. The humiliation and the strategy 3 years ago, after my wife Era died from cancer, I moved in with Harry and Lisa in Fayetteville, North Carolina. The house was mine, bought and paid for in '87 with my disability pension. But I signed papers letting Harry handle the bills while I grieved. I trusted my only child. The humiliation started small. Harry would roll his eyes when I took my PTSD medication, sertraline prazosin. "Pops, pill time again," he'd announce to Lisa. They'd share those looks. You know the ones. When loud noises, car doors slamming, the garbage truck triggered my episodes, Harry got worse. I'd duck, hands trembling, instantly transported back to those rice paddies. "There goes the crazy old man again," Harry would mock, acting out his war movies. Lisa started filming me with her iPhone 15 Pro. "For your own good," she claimed, "in case we need to prove you're struggling." They made me eat dinner after they finished, leftovers on paper plates, while they used the good china Era picked out. I sat in the kitchen like hired help, listening to them plan. "Once we get the deed transferred," Lisa would whisper, "we can refinance, maybe get that pool we wanted." I heard everything, but I stayed quiet. My VA appointments became ammunition. "He can't even drive himself to the doctor," Harry told neighbors. "Memory's going. PTSD is getting worse." None of it was true. My competency evaluation from Dr. Patricia Hayes was clear. Fully functional, mild anxiety, well managed. But Harry didn't share that report with anyone. They controlled my mail, my phone calls, even my veteran benefit statements. The worst part was watching them spend my money. Harry's BMW lease, $720 a month. Lisa's shopping trips, designer purses, all charged to the account they managed for me. "It's our money too," Lisa reminded me when I questioned a $1,500 charge at Nordstrom. "We're taking care of you." But here's what they didn't understand about Marines. We observe before we act. Every cruel comment went into my phone's voice memo app. Every financial abuse carefully documented. Every piece of mail they lost, I'd already photographed. My old unit taught me patience. 3 tours in Vietnam taught me strategy. Harry thought my shaking hands meant weakness. He thought my quiet acceptance meant defeat. He was about to learn the difference between retreat and tactical positioning. I had to let him think he'd already won. Because the bigger they feel, the harder they fall. And Harry was about to fall from a very great height. The stakes, financial, social, emotional. By January 2024, I understood exactly what I was facing. This wasn't just about a house anymore. This was about everything I'd worked for, everything I'd sacrificed. The financial stakes were brutal. My house, bought with blood money from 3 Purple Hearts, was worth over $250,000. Harry had already contacted 3 mortgage companies, but the house was just the beginning. My military contractor pension had accumulated to $1.3 million. If they succeeded in declaring me incompetent, They'd control everything. The house, the pension, even my VA disability payments. I'd end up in some state-run nursing home while they lived like royalty on my dime. The social stakes cut deeper. Fayetteville is a military town. If word spread that I was mentally incompetent, my reputation in the veteran community would be destroyed. The Marine Brotherhood that sustained me would distance themselves. Harry was already planting those seeds. At the grocery store, he'd stage conversations loud enough for others to hear. "Dad, you already bought milk yesterday. Remember?" At church, he'd guide me by the elbow like I was feeble. "Careful, Pop, watch your step," making sure everyone saw him caring for his declining father. But Marines don't surrender, even when the odds look impossible. I started doing reconnaissance, real estate records, military pension regulations, elder abuse statutes. Harry was building his case on lies, and lies have a way of collapsing when exposed to sunlight. I also discovered something interesting about North Carolina property law. Any deed transfer requires 2 independent witnesses and notarization. The document Harry was preparing had 1 witness, his wife, and a notary stamp that looked suspiciously fresh. My old friend, Colonel Jimmy Miller, retired VFW commander, just happened to be a licensed notary public and an attorney. He'd spot the forgery immediately, but I needed Harry to make his move first. In military terms, I needed him to commit his forces before I revealed my own strength. The confrontation and the trap, the first real battle, happened on a Tuesday morning in February. I was taking my medication when Harry cornered me in the kitchen. Lisa stood behind him, arms crossed, iPhone ready. "We need to talk, Dad." "About what, son?" "About your situation. You're getting worse." "I feel fine. Yesterday you asked me 3 times when dinner was." "A lie." "See, that's exactly what I'm talking about." Harry leaned forward, voice shifting into that patronizing tone. "Dad, Lisa and I have been discussing your care." "I don't need care. You need structure, support, professional help." Lisa stepped forward. "Yesterday you put the milk in the cabinet." Another lie. "Dad, we're trying to help you. Help you accept reality." Reality, like he owned it. "My reality seems fine." "Does it? When's the last time you balanced a checkbook?" "You handle my finances now." "Because you asked us to, because you insisted, because you were making mistakes." We stared at each other across Era's kitchen table. 30 years of shared meals dissolving into this moment. "What mistakes?" "The electric bill. You paid it twice." A blatant, transparent lie. "Do you really see what's happening here?" His voice was rising now. "Tell me you're losing it, Dad. Your mind, your independence, everything. And we need to make some decisions." "What kind of decisions?" Lisa answered. "About your living situation." "I live here." "You live in our house," Harry corrected. "Is that what this is about?" I asked. "This is about taking care of family." "Whose family? Say what you mean." I could have destroyed him right then. I could have brought up the BMW lease, the Nordstrom bills, the mortgage applications. Instead, I said, "I appreciate everything you do." "Do you?" he challenged. "Because sometimes it feels like you're fighting us." "I'm not fighting anyone." "Good," he said, "because we've scheduled a meeting." "What kind of meeting?" "With a lawyer." The room went silent. "Someone who specializes in family situations." "Competency issues." Lisa flinched. "Just a consultation, Dad. Nothing formal yet," Harry added, backing up slightly. "Dad, we're not the enemy here." "Enemy." Interesting choice of words for someone stealing my money. "I know," I said. "Then sign the papers," Lisa said, bringing it to the point. "The ones making us your legal guardians." Legal guardians. Like I was a child. "I'll think about it." "Think fast, Dad, because ready or not, this train is leaving the station." They left me sitting there, staring at my pill organizer. But I wasn't thinking about medication. I was thinking about the voice recorder in my shirt pocket that had captured every single word. "Thursday at 2. Perfect." That gave me exactly 48 hours to prepare my counterstrike. The war chest that night, after Harry and Lisa went to bed, I sat in my small basement room and opened the lockbox I'd kept hidden under my mattress for 3 years. Era had given it to me for our 40th anniversary. She'd laughed when I called it my war chest. Inside were the documents Harry never thought I could organize. First, my Lockheed Martin pension statements. Current value, $1,370,412. Harry thought I was living on VA disability checks. He had no idea about the corporate account depositing $4,200 every month. Second, the original deed to this house, purchased in 1987 with cash from my disability settlement, free and clear ownership, in my name only. Third, my VA medical evaluations from Dr. Patricia Hayes, 15 years of reports, every single one concluding the same thing: mild anxiety, symptoms well controlled, no evidence of cognitive decline or diminished capacity. Harry was building his case on lies. These documents proved it. The most important item wasn't paper. It was a small digital voice recorder. For 3 months, I'd been documenting everything. 47 minutes of recorded evidence. Harry calling me crazy, Lisa filming my episodes, both of them discussing my money like it was already theirs. Once we get conservatorship, we can access his VA benefits. The house alone will pay off our credit cards. Think he'll last long in a nursing home. All of it preserved in digital clarity. The last item was a business card. Colonel James Miller, retired VFW post-1952 commander, licensed notary public, licensed attorney, and my friend for 32 years. I'd called Jimmy the day before. "You need representation, Cadell?" "Maybe. Can't say too much on the phone." "Understood. Bring everything Thursday morning before your meeting." I closed the lockbox. Harry thought he was fighting a confused old man with shaky hands and a head full of nightmares. He was actually fighting a Marine with 40 years of training, 60 hours of recorded evidence, and $1.3 million in resources. The boy thought he was playing checkers. This old Marine was playing chess, and I was already 3 moves ahead. I had to let Harry discover the truth the hard way. Because sometimes, the best strategy is letting your enemy think they've already won, until it's time to show them they never even started fighting. The public performance, it was a Saturday afternoon in February. The Johnsons were hosting their annual neighborhood barbecue. Harry insisted we attend. "Good for Dad to get out," he announced to everyone. "He doesn't socialize much anymore." I knew better. This was a performance. Harry playing the devoted son, managing his declining father in front of witnesses. I stayed close to the fence, away from the crowd. PTSD Management 101. Control your environment. Soon, Tony Rodriguez approached me. Staff sergeant stationed at Bragg, mid-30s, veteran of Afghanistan. Marines know Marines. "Sam, you doing okay?" Before I could answer, Harry was there, wearing that protective smile he reserved for the public. "Dad gets tired easily these days," Harry said. "Don't we, Pop?" Lisa joined us, her iPhone already in her hand. "Dad had an episode yesterday," Harry announced to the group. "Couldn't remember where he put his medication." A lie. "It's getting worse," he continued. "Sometimes he doesn't recognize people." "The worst part is the anger," Lisa chimed in. "He gets violent when he's confused." Violent. I hadn't raised my voice in anger since 1987. "Last week he threw a plate," Harry embellished, "right through the kitchen window." The crowd started shifting uncomfortably. Poor Harry and Lisa, sacrificing everything for a crazy old veteran. "What does his doctor say?" Tony asked, watching me carefully. "Dr. Hayes thinks he needs more structured care," Lisa quickly inserted. "We're exploring options," Harry said nobly. "It's hard, but we have to think about safety." "Safety? Like I was a loaded weapon." "He gets confused about money too," Harry continued. "Yesterday, he accused us of stealing from him." I stood quietly, letting them build their case. Every lie documented on the voice recorder hidden in my shirt pocket. Tony Rodriguez did something unexpected then. He stepped closer to me, Marine to Marine. "Sam, you doing okay?" The first person all afternoon to ask me directly. "I'm fine, Tony." "Marines look out for each other," Tony said firmly. When we turned to leave, Harry was practically glowing. "That went well," he told Lisa. "Did you see how everyone reacted, especially when you mentioned the violence?" Violence I'd never committed, recorded in perfect digital clarity. Preparing for war that night, I called Colonel Jimmy Miller, my friend for 32 years. "How was your barbecue, Sam?" "Educational. Ready for Thursday. More than ready." Jimmy had reviewed the lockbox. The $1.3 million pension, the original deed to the house, the bulletproof VA medical evaluations. He'd listened to the 47 minutes of recordings. "This is elder abuse, Sam," he said. "Financial and emotional." He examined the fake deed Harry wanted me to sign. "Forgery, a bad one, Office Max notary stamp." "So what's my move?" I asked. "That depends. You want to destroy them quietly or publicly?" I thought about the barbecue. I thought about the 3 years of humiliation. "Publicly," I said. Jimmy smiled. "Good, because I've got an idea." He nominated me for Grand Marshal of the Memorial Day Parade. 3 Purple Hearts, Bronze Star, Combat Infantry Badge. I was exactly what the community needed to honor. The committee agreed unanimously. I was the Grand Marshal. The announcement appeared in the Fayetteville Observer on Tuesday. Harry saw it that evening. "Dad, you look incredible, like a real Marine," he gushed. "It's just a parade, son." "Just a parade? Dad, the whole town will be watching. We need to prepare. Practice your wave." My moment to shine. That's exactly what I was counting on. The reckoning Memorial Day morning. My dress blues were pressed and ready. The medals, the 3 Purple Hearts, the Bronze Star, gleamed in the sunlight. I hadn't worn them in 15 years. The weight felt familiar. Harry circled me like a photographer wanting to look good for the neighbors. "Remember to wave," he coached. "Smile, show them the medals." We drove to City Hall in his BMW. At the reviewing stand, Colonel Jimmy Miller introduced me. "Our Grand Marshal, Marine veteran Cadell Anderson. 3 tour in Vietnam, wounded 3 times, decorated for valor." The crowd was on its feet. The applause thundered. Jimmy handed me the microphone. "Sam, would you like to say something?" This was the moment. 800 people watching, Harry beaming proudly, Lisa filming everything. I stood slowly, my voice steady and clear. "Thank you for this honor. For 3 years, some people have told you I'm a broken old man, confused, violent, incompetent." Harry's smile faltered, confusion replacing pride. "They've said I have episodes, that I throw things, that I don't recognize people." The crowd grew quiet. "They've said I'm paranoid, that I accuse my own family of stealing from me." Harry was shaking his head now, signaling me to stop. Lisa had lowered her phone. "Today, I want you to know the truth." I reached into my jacket and pulled out a manila envelope. "For 3 years, my son Harry and his wife Lisa have been systematically stealing my money, forging documents, and planning to have me declared incompetent so they could steal my house." Gasps erupted from the crowd. Harry stood up, his face red. "Dad, you're confused." "I'm not confused, Harry. I'm a Marine. I'm having a reckoning." I pulled out the documents. "This is my Lockheed Martin pension statement. $1.3 million. Money Harry doesn't know exists. This is my VA medical evaluation from Dr. Patricia Hayes. No evidence of cognitive decline or diminished capacity." Harry was pushing through the crowd now, trying to reach the platform. I held up the digital recorder. "And this contains 47 minutes of recorded conversations where my son calls me crazy, discusses my money like I'm already dead, and plans to put me in a nursing home." The crowd erupted. Shouts of shame and disgusting. Jimmy stepped forward with a leather folder. "I'm Colonel James Miller, VFW Commander and licensed attorney. I've reviewed Cadell's evidence. What you've heard today constitutes elder abuse and financial fraud." He handed a document directly to Harry. "This is a restraining order, effective immediately, prohibiting Harry and Lisa Anderson from entering Cadell's property or accessing his financial accounts." "You're served." The crowd was on its feet. Tony Rodriguez and 2 other Marines formed up around me, an honor guard. Harry was backing away, papers crumpled in his fist. "Dad, we can work this out. Family meeting, just us. No more family meetings, son. From now on, all communication goes through Colonel Miller. But Dad, that's Mr. Anderson to you. As we drove away, I could see Harry and Lisa standing there, the entire town staring at them with disgust. The story would be all over Fayetteville by evening, and by tomorrow, everyone would know what they had tried to do. Where to, Sam? Home. My home. For the first time in 3 years, that word felt real again. Harry and Lisa were gone by 600. A moving truck loaded with their belongings. Neighbors watched from windows as they drove away in shame, unable to meet anyone's eyes. By noon, the restraining order was fully enforced. A sheriff's deputy delivered the official notice. Harry and Lisa Anderson were prohibited from entering 847 Pine Street, my property. The financial reckoning moved faster than I did. Wells Fargo called. The account Harry had been managing showed unauthorized charges totaling $47,000 over 3 years. BMW payments, shopping trips, a vacation to Myrtle Beach I never took. Mr. Anderson, the bank representative said, we are reversing all unauthorized charges and freezing the account. We are also filing a fraud report with the FBI. The FBI. One fraud conviction and Harry's insurance career was finished. The social and legal fallout Wednesday brought social consequences. Mrs. Johnson knocked on my door with a casserole and an apology. Sam, I'm so sorry. We should have seen the signs. No one expects family to lie, I told her. By Thursday, the story had reached the Fayetteville Observer. Front page. Local veteran exposes family fraud at Memorial Day parade. The article quoted neighbors and fellow veterans. Marines don't abandon Marines. Family shouldn't abandon family. Friday brought the legal hammer. Colonel Miller called with the updates. District Attorney's Office is filing charges. Sam, elder abuse, financial fraud, forgery. Harry and Lisa are looking at 2 to 5 years each. What about restitution? I asked. Full recovery of every stolen penny, Jimmy confirmed. And the house, yours, free and clear. Harry was too confident, too eager. He never even filed the forged deed. His greed had made him sloppy. Saturday brought the most satisfying consequence. Tony Rodriguez stopped by with the news. Harry was terminated yesterday. Company policy. And his BMW, repossessed Wednesday. Turns out he was 3 months behind on payments. Harry had been stealing my money just to maintain a lifestyle he couldn't afford. Now he'd lost everything. Job, car, house, and reputation. From my $250,000 home to Lisa's mother's 2-bedroom apartment. The reversal was complete. The final call Sunday brought something unexpected. Honor. The VFW post was packed. Commander Miller announced, we're establishing the Cadell Anderson Elder Advocacy Fund to help other veterans facing family abuse. Applause filled the room. Marines, soldiers, airmen, all understanding that betrayal by family cuts deeper than any enemy fire. Monday brought the final confrontation. My phone rang. Unknown number. Dad. Harry's voice was small, defeated. This is Mr. Anderson. Dad, please, can we talk? I know, but I'm sorry. We made mistakes. Mistakes. Like stealing $47,000 was an accounting error. Yes, you did. Can you forgive us? Forgiveness. The one thing he hadn't earned through blood or decency. Harry, I said, my voice steady, for 3 years you called me crazy. You mocked my Purple Hearts. You filmed my PTSD episodes. You stole my money and planned to steal my house. You were going to put me in a nursing home and forget I existed. Silence on the line. You made one critical error, son. You forgot I'm a Marine, and Marines never surrender. I hung up. The new life 3 months later, I was sitting on my front porch at 600, coffee in hand, watching the sunrise over my neighborhood. My house. My life. The legal proceedings were complete. Harry and Lisa accepted plea deals, 2 years probation, full restitution, community service at the VA hospital. They'd learn what real veterans looked like. Jimmy Miller became my closest friend. Tony Rodriguez's kids call me Grandpa Sam and ask to see my medals. Chosen family. The advocacy fund helped 12 veterans in 3 months. Dr. Hayes adjusted my medication. The PTSD symptoms had improved dramatically once the source of my real stress was removed. Turns out being gaslit by your own family is worse for mental health than combat memories. Harry called twice more. Both times I referred him to Jimmy. He had forfeited the right to speak directly to his father when he chose greed over love. I'd started dating again, Mary Patterson, a widow who understood military families. We took things slowly. The most important change was simple. I stopped apologizing for existing. No more hiding my achievements. No more pretending PTSD made me weak. This morning, my phone buzzed with a text. "Happy birthday, Grandpa Sam. Can we see your medals today? Tony's daughter, Emma, 75 years old. Tonight, the Rodriguez family and Mary would join me for birthday dinner. Real family. People who understood that respect is earned, not demanded." The elder's voice. Closing, if you're watching this story, remember this. It's never too late to set boundaries. It's never too late to fight back. And it's never too late to reclaim your dignity. The people who hurt you most are often the ones who should protect you most. But Marines protect each other. And the greatest revenge isn't the prison sentence or the lost car. It's the moment you look at the person who tried to break you and realize they no longer have a role in your story. If Cadell's story resonated with you, share it with someone who needs to hear that message of strength. Like this video, and subscribe to the Elder's Voice to join a community where no one is left behind.